Hey guys, I wanted to do a short video. I'm on the North Sulphur River again. There's a bridge down there where I accessed. Did some walking down the gravel bars. Very shallow water right now. It's been raining this morning, so everything's a little bit wet. Sunshine's coming out. The birds are singing. It's a very beautiful day to be out in the nature. I wanted to show you what I like to look for down here on the river. One of the cool things I found already looked like a little claw. Put it in my bag already. But I'm going to start with one of these gravel bars. Water over here is kind of got a bunch of rocks muddy. We're going to start there. I like to look for color. There's a little red one right there. Piece of chert, iron stained chert. Oh, there's a big one. Sorry for the wobbly cam. It's also a big chert. Anybody likes flint knapping, that'd make a good one to cut up and work on. What else we got? We got little bits of oyster shell. Layered. There's another little piece of oyster shell. There's a little piece of petrified wood. Another piece of petrified wood. These are quartzites. White and brown. They polish up really good. More oyster shell. There's this little hagstone. These are usually limestone based that I found down here. They don't last very long. What's that weird looking rock? That's a piece of, looks like mulch. It's a beaver poop. Tricky. Sometimes they look like really neat rocks. Another big piece of chert. Another quartzite. If you're going to tumble. Petrified wood. I look for any straight lines or any curves. Curves could be shark teeth. Could be these seashells. These oysters tumble up pretty neat actually. They're soft. Probably a hardness of 5 or so. There's a good piece of jasper. Quartzite. Trash. Put that in my bag. Quartzite. That's probably a quartzite. Red. I like anything red. More red rocks. Real wood. Thought that was petrified wood. Some of these are red jaspers. They polish up real good in the tumbler. Another red jasper. Another probably chert. Iron stained. Looks like a big mud clump, but they're really super hard. There's a good piece of petrified wood. Focus. So I like to come out here whenever it's freshly rained because it washes stuff off a little bit, but it also makes the color stand out really good. There's a really neat piece of quartzite. There's a piece of calcite, I think. Looks like petrified wood, but they're translucent. They're pretty soft. You scratch them with a nail pretty easily. Probably not gypsum. I thought they were spar gypsum, but there's a spar calcite too. Gypsum's usually really soft. So that one's translucent quartz with some red in it. Really pretty. Get the sun shine through a little bit. I think we'll try to polish that one. All right. Get back over. I've got my walking stick poked in the ground somewhere I want to show you. There's a really neat looking one. Oyster. Pretty red one. Oyster. Really good exogyra. This one's really neat looking. I like these guys. I think that's a petrified wood, but it's highly silicified. Polishes up really good. There's a little one down by my foot. What is that? Hard to tell. I don't know if it's a piece of oyster shell or if it's a piece of petrified wood, so we'll take it and see what happens. This one's pretty. Ooh. Got some banding or something going on in that one. A little bit of red down in there. Let's take that over to the water and wash it. There's a strappy rock. You like strappy rocks? More petrified wood. Rinse that one off. This pretty stuff, I don't really know what it is. Quartzy bands and some sandstone. I'm not sure. Let's rinse it off to this little guy. Looks like a little piece of tree bark, but it's a baculite fragment. Baculites are relatives of the ammonites. See how it's brown on the end there? A lot of the bones look that way. Somebody told me there's, I think it's manganese nodules that also look like that. Maybe like these. It's a limestone. It's real soft. But they can be lighter colored too. A bunch of different varieties. There's a piece of petrified wood. Nice and flat already. Ready to polish. Grab this one. This one's kind of shining at me. Show you that one washed up too. All right, handful. Let's go to the water. So that one is a piece of chalcedony. Probably got some jasper in it. Oops. Oop. There's that piece of petrified wood. You see that nice pretty wood grain, lots of color. Make really neat slices to make some jewelry. This one's what I really wanted to look at. Well, clumsy. Pretty. Chalcedony nodule, I guess. I don't know. Jasper. Lots of colors. A little bit of mud. And here's that gray and white one. See how they tumble up. Alright. Walk a little bit more. There's a real pretty one. Another red jasper. Another chalcedony. More of the calcite, gypsum stuff, crystalline. This one looks like a little egg. That's probably a onyx, black jasper, petrified wood, little bitty piece. This looks like a tooth, but it's more of that. Oh, I thought it was calcite stuff, but that right there. Focus, focus, focus. Looks like rudist clams pieces. There's a pretty quartzite, iron stained, probably white quartzite. Some bricks. More mud covered. This stuff's really hard to search, and as you can look for that color. Piece of chert, chipped a little bit. Good piece of chert. Big nodule. Heavy, probably about a pound. Ooh, look at that oyster. How bizarre. Weird. Where's this one? Colorful. Getting in the shade, so I'm going to go back over here a little bit. I don't know what I'm missing. Iron. Headed over to my walking stick now. Boy, it's some pretty scenery down there. Beautiful weather. It's about 50 something degrees right now. Shadow. That one looks like some kind of onyx. More baculite fragments. Can't even hardly tell what it is. Get to the side so we can see the colors better in the sunshine. A pretty red jasper. Quartzite, 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 oyster, petrified wood. Lots of color in that one. It's in pretty bad shape, but maybe it'll polish up. Little red jasper. Those are beautiful, polished up. Another little red jasper. There's a little bitty tiny tube worm. See those little ribs on it? There's a bunch of these little guys down here. Tube worm burrow, maybe. Silicified, fossilized burrow. I'm not sure. It's another. Oop, I dropped it. Found it. Oop, down by my hand. Little curved piece I thought was a tooth, but there's not much of it left to tell. There's a little flake. Little flake left over from flint knapping, maybe. Could also be busted off of one tumbling down the river. Pretty piece of chert. See, this piece of petrified wood over here is pretty. Where'd it go? There we go. Some lines. Striated look. Really wild looking oyster. Parasites got to that one, or tube worms or something ate it up. There's a real pretty quartzite, but you can't really tell. It's mud colored. It's got some color in it. Another petrified wood. It's a pretty banded, probably quartzite, because that looks like a sandstone. They're really hard. They polish up beautifully, usually. Well, silicified. More chert. Piece of glass, trash going in my bag. That looks like a little tooth enamel. Oops. Focus. Maybe curved like part of a horse, or maybe a little piece off a bison. Outer layer of enamel. These glow really good in the UV light, so if you come out here with a black light at nighttime, you'll see a bunch of oysters, but you'll see the teeth shining pretty good too. A real pretty jasper. Pink quartzite. No, that might be chert. More chert. More petrified wood. More rudist or oyster. These little guys are real weathered chalcedony. That white and brown may come off and be some red underneath there. These are real pretty. Tumbled really well quartzite. Got some lines on it. Have to check that one out. Ooh, I see something. What's that little thing? It's tiny. Maybe a tiny piece of enamel. Dropped it. This looks like the lines, but I think that's the calcite again. If you have a pocket knife in your pocket, you can try to scratch them, see if they're worth keeping or not. And these little tube worms. Looks like a tooth. Probably not a tooth. These little guys. Clear. Or translucent anyway, not clear. Focus, focus, focus. Ta-da! They shine really good. I think it's a piece of quartz. Focus. Sun's at a really weird angle way down wintertime. Doesn't get very high. Quartzite. Pretty golden color. Crystal calcite. There's another translucent one. Patience. Nope, not gonna focus. There's lots to look at on these little bars. There's a little bitty baculite. It's just an inside cast of him. He doesn't have any of the outside shell left, but you can see the little patterns. Little leafy looking patterns from the septa, is that what they call them? The little dividers between their chambers. Another piece of petrified wood, real pretty. Oyster. Another baculite fragment. Hard to tell, but there's a little leafy one right there at the end of my finger. Horseshoe-shaped segment. Should have brought my knee pads crawling around here on the ground. Saw these stripes. It's just a piece of weathered oyster shell. There's some more stripes. Another piece of shell. That's probably the cap part to the exogyra. I say cap, their base. The other half of the oyster. It's usually real flat and circular. Real pretty patterns on them. Yellow jasper. Beautiful colors. Glass. There's more of that crystal, but it's dry. Sparkling at me. See if I can get it to sparkle. I'm losing my sunshine. What else we got? Ooh, this one's pretty. Pretty colors. Golden, red. This one caught my eye. Little stripes. More crystalline stuff. Chalcedony. Oh, here's a big piece of the tube worm. That's probably one of the biggest ones I've seen. Ah. Wish it still had that little segment in it. That's okay. There's another one. These curvy things always catch my eye because I'm looking for claws and teeth and shark teeth. I can't spot the shark teeth very well though. I've been trying. I find like one a trip if I'm lucky. That thing's pretty. What is that? Bizarre. Iron staining maybe? I don't know. Take it home, figure it out. It's a pretty piece of chalcedony. It's spotted. I don't know if that's oolitic or not. It's hard to tell because it looks like concrete. That broken edge right there, conchoidal fracture. That means it's really hard. It's just really badly weathered. So I'll polish it up, see what it looks like. This little thing looks like a claw. No, it's one of those little manganese nodules maybe, or old piece of seashell. Chalcedony. Jasper maybe, but a lot of these, you get through the outer layers of weathering and it's real pretty inside. Maybe show you some pictures in the comments on this one, if I can. Add them in, edit them in. Oh, here's one of those little oyster things I was talking about. So this would probably be glued to the surface, cemented, and then the big oyster shell would be on top of it. I'm assuming. I've never seen one, so never seen a whole one. I saw somebody posted one recently that was both pieces that were fossilized together. But I don't ever see them out here. They're really badly rolled around and tumbled. Not going to focus for me, huh? About that. Quartzite. Alright, if I find anything awesome coming up, I'll bring you back. Another little piece of petrified wood. Beautiful stuff.